This video is an investor's case study in regards to Beyond's most recent project, Siora, on Dubai Islands, Island B. This video is going to be one that you need to make sure to watch because we are going to talk about how we can make up to 90% return on equity in a 3.5-year time frame with this project on Dubai Islands. What we're going to talk about, number one, is the project itself, why it's unique, the concept, the cluster of Hado within Siora, which is the first cluster, phase one. Then we're going to talk about Beyond as a developer, what they've done in the past and the appreciation they've created for the investors. And then we're going to talk about how we are going to make the 90% return, because Beyond as a developer offers a 50-50 payment plan. We're going to talk about the other projects on Island B, even Island A, incomparable with prices. And number three, we're going to talk about the numbers. How important are the numbers for this project and the benchmark we are going to set to exit with real figures from the market today. So be sure to stick around because you will not regret finding out a bit about this opportunity before everyone else does. Okay guys, come with me. Let's look at this master community, Siora by Beyond, which is making waves on Dubai Islands. You haven't seen anything like this. Take a look at this. This is 2 million square foot of gross land. 70% of the land is dedicated to green and open space. You have a 6 kilometer beach length spanning across on Dubai Island B. And this area right here is between 700 to 800 meters just of private beach for this community. Not going to talk about the whole community in depth, but just to give you a little understanding, you're going to have 2 clubhouses here, one over there, one over there. You're going to have 2 grade A hotels right here. Then you have here towers, which are G+6 and 1 G+6. On the backside, you have 3 towers, G+21, and another 4 towers, which are G+21 and G+14. Currently, we're talking about Hado. This is the first launch in this whole master plan. Now, why this is important? First things first, you're entering first before anyone else. Currently, we have Tower A, Tower B, Tower C. Tower A is the first to launch. Because these towers are G+6, anything from the 6th floor above will have an open, unobstructed sea view. You have a view of this beautiful community, which has a boardwalk. You have walk-in space that connects from one side to the other. Now, along all of this community, you have cafes, retail shops, F&Bs all around. Amenities, there's too many to cover. You've got cigar rooms, you've got swimming pools, kids play areas, spas, everything A to Z. Now, one thing that's interesting, come along this side. What most people think is that you will only have a good view on this side, right? If we take a look, pretend these are the buildings, right? You're standing right here. This is the view you will get, right? It's a beautiful unobstructed sea view. What's interesting to notice is how these buildings are actually tilted to give you a unobstructed view from each side, whether it's on this side, here, here, here. People think this view, backside view, will be bad. But one thing I want you guys to notice, on this side of the island, right, you will have the Bay Villas by Nahir, which are a G+2. So this is all G+2. And on this side, you will also have a sea view. This is super important. Now, when we talk about this launch, we are only launching Tower A. Out of all of these buildings, only one is being launched. This is the first phase, the lowest entry point. Now, this is important because we're going to talk about this later in the case study. But the price per square foot, you're looking at around 3,200 average, plus minus 200, depending on the size, the view, the layout. So 3,000 to 3,400 with an average of 3,200. For a beachfront project on Dubai Islands, this is the lowest entry level you will find today. And we're going to talk about this later in the video. Now, I really quickly want to touch on Beyond Maritime City community. We're not going to talk about Maritime City. We're going to talk about what Beyond have done. As you can see behind me, this is the bay. And this is the full community of Dubai Maritime City by Beyond. This was the first launch, Orize. Then you had Sensia. Then you had the Muro. You had Talia. Over here, you have Sulevor and Canyon. Orize was the first building to launch within this community, okay? At an average price per square foot, 3,000 dirham per square foot. By the time we've gone to Sulevor, the price per square foot has gone up to 4,000 dirhams on average. 4,000. Here you have this tower at 3,000, 3,200. Why this is important? Because it was a gradual phase-by-phase launch. Beyond waited 3 months to launch every tower after one another, which created a natural price gap. Beyond themselves increased the prices. Now, by the time this tower reached 4,000, people who bought here at 3,000 per square foot sold. There is actual transactions which I can show you. People here sold for a 16% increase because they said, look, we bought at 3,000, we can sell at, let's say, 3,400, offer it to the investors who, instead of paying 4,000, would rather pay 3,400 for our product, which is what they did. Now, a 16% increase on the value is actually a 35 to 40% return on equity. Because if you have a 1 million dirham property, which increases by 16%, that's 1.16, correct? However, because these people had only put down 35% capital, 30 to 35%, around, let's say, 350, 400K, if we take 1 million as an example, with 160K profit, your return on equity is around 30 to 35% in 1 year. So in 1 year, these guys made 30 to 35% for the simple reason that they bought first, because the prices were lower and then they gradually increased, which is the exact same playbook that Beyond is going to follow with this project, Hado and Siora in Dubai Islands. You have the first project at the lowest price point. Each one after that will be increased by 5 to 6%. By the time the 5th project is launched, you already have a price gap, which you can flip, create a return on equity in less than 1 year. Now that we've spoken about the community, we've spoken about Beyond and what they've done in the past, I want to talk about the numbers of Dubai Islands and this project. When we look at Dubai Islands Island B, there's only been a total of 4 residential apartment projects launched. You had Bay Grove by Nakheel, which was a total of 12 buildings directly adjacent to Island A with a man-made crystal lagoon. Those units were priced around 2,700 to 2,800 on average per square foot, and these were launched about a year ago, right? Then you had Silena, you had Shoak, and you had Rena, which were launched by Avenue. They were the only private developer up till today to have launched on Island V. They launched their projects from an average of 3,200 up to 4,000 per square foot. Now, Beyond have come in with this project, which is a landmass of a community. It's literally a community within a community of Dubai Islands, and they are pricing this product on the quality of Beyond on a scale of this community at only 3,200 per square foot on average. If you even look at Dubai Islands Island A, there is developers that are selling their product at 3,500 to 4,500 per square foot. I'm not going to name names, but there are developers that are overpricing projects on Island A. Island B is way better in terms of exclusivity. It has more park density per person. It's longer in beach length. Comparing all of the numbers together, we already set a benchmark of profit between this product to the exit. Now, why I estimate the exit value to be 4,500 per square foot is because if we look at ready beachfront buildings or communities around Dubai, the minimum price per square foot is between 4,000 to 5,000, right? If you look at JBR, 4,000 to 5,000. Palm Jumeirah on average is 3,750, but that is on average. If you look at the beachfront prime residential plots, they're up to 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 per square foot. We have a benchmark to go off of. And including the 50/50 payment plan, which is Beyond is offering, you have 2 options. My favorite option is to flip. You make the appreciation of around 50% from 3,200 to around 4,500, let's say 40 to 50%. Again, depends, could be a plus minus 5. And because your equity put down is 50%, you resell and your profit is only on the equity which you've locked in. This is why this opportunity is so lucrative. Now, I could sit here and talk about it for hours and hours and hours, but it's not what I'm going to do. So if you'd like more information and to discuss a full detailed plan, because this is the first phase, the first building in this whole master community. Being first is what will make you the most money. My number is in the WhatsApp description below. Reach out to me on WhatsApp. We can schedule a call, have a full detailed conversation about everything, and then you yourself can see if this is a viable investment.